Reception purpose of the position: the receptionist provides a first impression of the company in the way she greets visitors, applicants, and vendors. She must have a neat and professional appearance, make eye contact and greet each individual upon arrival. At many larger companies, no one sees or talks to upper management without first going through the receptionist. This is called being the gatekeeper. As the gatekeeper, the receptionist helps those above her in keeping their busy schedules flowing smoothly and with minimal interruption. Communication is important and takes up a large part of the receptionist's day. The receptionist answers the phone, which often involves the use of a phone system with multiple lines, and also makes return phone calls for management or other office staff. Written and email correspondence are also part of her job. The receptionist must know how to write a business letter and create a professional email for company clients or employees. Record keeping is another part of a receptionist's job. This involves maintaining sales and purchase records, taking meeting minutes, filing company communications and recording staff requests and client information. The receptionist must work with word processing programs, databases, and spreadsheets. Highly sensitive records must be handled by the receptionist in a manner that keeps the information confidential. The reception is a very powerful position and is always aware of everything. The main source for a lot of business and registrations. 107 PAGE. Scope: the receptionist reports to the managing director and HR and is responsible for providing office and clerical services. Responsibilities: the general duties are mentioned below. 1. Answers calls night mode and day mode. 2. Handling models phone inquiry. 3. Handling clients phone inquiry. Send inquiry response email and CC inquiry at and respective booker email. 4. Know all extensions and bookers. 5. Handle Nicole's calendar. 6. Email all models to come into office. 7. Register models and promoters. 8. Know all segregations on websites. 9. Assist HR. 10. Update Facebook and social sites regularly. Handling Facebook messages in all market. 11. Coordinate all office activities. 12. Handle Nicole's lunch order. 13. Load models, promoters, and talent regularly. Update if needed. 14. Takes requests and sends emails to respective department. 15. Controls complete admin. 16. Registers models and loads. 17. Location of office, able to give address. 18. What are our services? 19. Knows website by heart. 20. Send meeting request. 21. Has to be fast. 22. Handle team in office, driver, and office boy. 23. Be able to handle castings and setup of conference room. 24. Able to sell portfolios. 25. Train for portfolios and registration forms. 26. Handle diaries and portfolio books. 27. Call computer network problems. 28. Saturday duty. 29. Set weekly staff meetings. 30. Check Bitrix. 24. 31. Know all stock and inventory in all cupboards and stock room. 32. Minutes of meeting email sent after every meeting. 33. Handling driver's schedule and handling driver request from different departments. 34. Handling Nicole's email address, since all requests are sent here, and CC inquiry at divadubai.com. Create folder Nicole follow-up. NFU folder. All emails from registrations goes to contact at divadubai.com. Reply response inquiry email to client and CC inquiry at and respective booker email. All personal emails goes to NFU folder. All bank stuff get forwarded to booking at divadubai.com. Knowledge, skills, and abilities. The knowledge, skills and attitudes required for satisfactory job performance. Knowledge: the incumbent must have proficient knowledge with the whole operation and the company. Skills: the incumbent must demonstrate the following skills: team building, analytical and problem-solving skills, decision-making skills, effective verbal and listening communication skills, computer skills including the Stress management skills. Time management skills. Personal attributes. The incumbent must demonstrate the following personal attributes: honest and trustworthy, respectful, possess cultural awareness and sensitivity, flexible, demonstrate sound work ethics. 108 PAGE. Identify and resolve problems in a timely manner. Gather and analyze information skillfully. Develop alternative solutions. Manage difficult or emotional customer situations. Respond to customer needs and solicits customer feedback to improve service. Focuses on solving conflict. Maintains confidentiality and listen to others without interrupting, remains open to others' ideas and try new things. As soon as someone enters the office, welcome them with a pleasant greeting. Answer phone call with standard greeting. Speaks clearly and persuasively in positive or negative situation. Always remain positive and smile. Respond well to questions and participate in meetings. Writes clearly and informatively. Edit words for grammar and spelling. Able to read and interpret information effectively. Gives and welcomes feedback. Contribute to building a positive team spirit. Encourage individuals. Treat people with respect. Keep commitments. Inspires the trust of others. Work with integrity and ethically. Adapt to changes in work environment. Manages competing demands. Changes approach or method to best fit the situation. Arrives on time. Ensure work responsibilities are covered when absent. Arrives at meetings and appointments on time. Displays original thinking and creativity. Meets challenges with resourcefulness. Generate suggestions for improving work. Tips for handling different kind of people. Handling diverse people can be one of the most challenging aspects of a job. Whether they confront you face-to-face, or you speak with them over the phone, chances are you are going to be met with frustration, aggressive anger, and little patience. The key to successfully managing an angry customer is to remain calm. Scroll down to step 1 for tips on how to handle those angry customers. Understanding the customer's complaint. 1. Remain calm and adjust your mindset. No one likes to get confronted by a yelling, heated person in a public space. However, your job in this situation is to stay cool and collected. While you may have the urge to yell right back at them, fight the urge. Yelling and getting angry will only escalate the situation. Instead, put on your best customer service attitude and buckle down. It's time to get to work. Never use sarcasm or obviously fake politeness. Behaving in such a way will only fuel the customer's rage and will make the situation a whole lot worse. 109 PAGE. 2. Listen actively to what the customer is saying. An angry customer generally just wants someone to vent their anger to, and today, you are that person. That means that you need to do your best to listen carefully to what they are saying. Give the customer your undivided attention. Do not look around, space out, or let other things distract you. Look at the speaker and really listen to what they are saying. When you listen to them, listen for the answers to these questions. What happened to make them upset? What do they want? What can you do to help? 3. Separate your feelings from the situation. If the customer is particularly angry, he or she may say something, or several things, that are really rude. Keep in mind that you should not take it personally. He or she is upset with the business, the product, or the service they have been provided with. They are not upset with you as a person. You will have to set your personal feelings aside. Keep in mind though, that if the customer becomes too abusive, or seems really threatening, you should tell them that you will go get your supervisor or someone else to help you resolve this problem. When you are walking back to the customer, fill your supervisor or helper in on the situation and explain why you felt you needed to come get them. I.e., you felt really threatened, etc. If worse comes to worse, you will have to ask the customer to leave. 4. Repeat the customer's concerns. Once the customer is done venting, make sure you know exactly what it is they are upset about. If you are still feeling a little unclear, repeat what you think the customer is upset about, or ask him questions. Repeating the problem back to the customer will show him that you were listening, and will also let you confirm the problem that needs to be fixed. A good way to make sure that you know exactly what the problem is to use calm and collected wording like "I understand that you are upset, and rightly so, that the pizza was delivered an hour late to your house." When you are walking back to the customer, fill your supervisor or helper in on the situation and explain why you felt you needed to come get them, i.e., you felt really threatened, etc. If worse comes to worse, you will have to ask the customer to leave. 5. Actively sympathize. Showing empathy will help make the customer understand that you really are trying to help them. Once you have confirmed what the problem is, show them that you feel really bad about it, and completely understand why they are upset. Say something like, "I completely understand your frustration waiting for a pizza, especially when you're really hungry, is a horrible feeling. You are right to be annoyed. Delivery delays can throw off all whole night of plans." When you are walking back to the customer, fill your supervisor or helper in on the situation and explain why you felt you needed to come get them, i.e., you felt really threatened, etc. If worse comes to worse, you will have to ask the customer to leave. 110 PAGE. 6. Apologize. Let the customer know that you are genuinely sorry that this happened to them, regardless of whether or not you think they are being a bit dramatic about the situation. Along with empathizing, apologizing can go a long way. Sometimes upset customers just want to have someone apologize to them for the bad service. Hopefully the customer will cool down a bit once you apologize on behalf of the company. Say something like, "I am so sorry your pizza was not delivered on time. It's incredibly frustrating when that happens, and I completely understand why you are annoyed. Let's see what we can do to make this right." 7. Call your manager over if the customer asks you to. If you are in the process of handling a situation and the customer demands that you call your manager or supervisor over, it is best to follow the wishes of the customer. However, if you can avoid having to get your manager involved, do it. Handling a situation on your own will show your supervisor that you have the wherewithal to deal with angry customers in a calm and collected manner. 8. Offer a possible solution, or solutions. Now that you have heard what the customer is upset about, you should come up with a solution to provide them with. If you feel like you know a solution that will make your customer happy, then present it to her. 9. Ask the customer for feedback. If you are not completely sure what would make your customer happy, then simply ask her. What would she like to have be done about the problem? Is there an outcome that would make her satisfied? Say something like, "What would you like to have happen? If it is within my power, I will see that it gets done." / 111 PAGE. Chapter 19. Inventory Management. Different categories of inventory in Diva. 1. Marketing Inventory Management. 2. Booker's Inventory Management. 3. Office Inventory, Stationery and Pantry and Decor Management. 4. IT Inventory Management. 5. Studio Inventory Management. 1. Marketing Inventory. Managed by Studio Department. List of inventory, saved in Master in Studio folder. Process: any requisition for marketing material has to be given to Studio Department, and same will be processed and given out to the respective booker. And update the list. Checking: Finance does an inventory check at the end of the month and correlate the opening and closing balances. 2. Booker's Inventory. Managed by respective bookers/departments. List of inventory, saved in master in studio folder. Process, any requisition for marketing material has to be given to studio department and same will be processed and given out to the respective booker. And update the list. Checking, finance does an inventory check at the end of the month and correlate the opening and closing balances. 2. Booker's inventory. Managed by respective bookers/departments. List of inventory, saved in master in 31, sales manager folder/sales inventory. Process, any new inventory bought or client given for a job has to be first entered in the inventory sheet and the same has to put in the respective cabinets allotted for each department. Any in and out has to be marked and updated in the sheet before the same go out of office. Checking, finance does an inventory check at the end of the month and correlate the opening and closing balances. 11. Take several minutes to yourself after the ordeal. Once your customer has left or you have hung up with her, take a few minutes to process what just happened and allow yourself to calm down. Even if the customer left happily, these sort of situations can be really stressful. Take a few moments to distress and clear your mind. 12. Follow up with the customer. Give your customer a call once the problem has been resolved. Ask him if everything is going smoothly. When you can, go the extra mile by sending a handwritten apology or by giving him a discount on his next purchase. 112 PAGE. On production inventory management managed by prop stylist, wardrobe stylist / project owner. List of inventory, template saved in master/31, sales manager / production inventory management template process. 1. Identify prop, in charge and wardrobe in charge of that particular project. They have to create the list of items. Use the template saved in master. Any new inventory bought or took from the existing inventory has to be added to the above list. 3. Once the production is over, the list has to be verified and cross-checked by the project owner with prop wardrobe stylist and signed off. 4. Any inventory damage or missing has to be reported by project owner to finance department and respective person has to be made accountable for. 5. The inventory has to be deployed back in respective location in right order and kept safe once the checking is over. 6. Post-production inventory check and safe custody has to be done within 2 working days of the shoot. 3. Office inventory. Managed by HR department office inventory. Managed by HR department list of inventory, saved in DMHR server process. Any requisition for stationery / pantry / others has to be given to HR department and same will be processed and given out to the requester and update the list. Office boy keeps a track of physical inventory and updates on out of stock material and place order upon approval from HR department by filing a petty cash request. Checking, finance does an inventory check at the end of the month and correlate the opening and closing balances. 4. IT inventory managed by IT department list of inventory, saved in master in IT folder. 113 PAGE. Process, any requisition for new IT items has to be given to IT department and IT department head seeks approval from CEO and place the order by filing a cash request at finance department. Once the item is bought, it is updated in the IT inventory list and maintained. Checking, finance does an inventory check at the end of the month and correlate the opening and closing balances. Studio inventory. Managed by studio department. List of inventory, saved in master in studio folder. Process, any requisition for new studio items has to be given to studio department and studio department head seeks approval from CEO and place the order by filing a cash request at finance department. Once the item is bought, it is updated in the studio inventory list and maintained. Checking, finance does an inventory check at the end of the month and correlate the opening and closing balances. Glossary of modeling terms: agency, see model agency or casting agency. Book portfolio. Booker. A booker is someone who works in a model agency and keeps track of which clients hire which models. Book out notification to your agent that you are not available for a casting or job, for either professional or personal reasons. You are not available at this time, the clients cannot book you during that time, and you booked out. Buyouts. This is the payment for the use of model pictures. Often this is negotiated on top of the day rate and sometimes it's included. The type of use must be set: poster, advertisements, internet, TV, etc., as well as the runtime and the countries. Call time. The time at which a model must be at the location and ready to work. Callback. Recall. After the first casting, a callback or recall is held to narrow down the selection process. It is not unusual to get a callback before getting a job or being turned down. Castings are notices of modeling jobs which are made to models, casting agencies, or on modeling websites. They show details of the types of models required for an upcoming production. This could mean a call where every model can apply, or a date on which pre-selected models introduce themselves to the client, who will then make the final decision. The client sets the requirements and makes his/her choice. Casting agency. Casting agencies are agencies specialized in finding talented people for different fields like modeling, singing, acting, dancing, and others. They work similarly to scouts. They search for prospective persons that could participate in different kinds of projects like TV, photo, video, advertisement, casting, and others. Usually the models in a casting agency doesn't have an exclusive contract and can work for different agencies. Casting detail sheet. Information sheet for the model, which contains all important information about a casting, call time, direction, client, etc. Catwalk/runway. Catwalk or runway describes a narrow, usually elevated platform that runs into an auditorium, used by models to demonstrate clothing and accessories during a fashion show. Close-up in film, television, or photography. A close-up tightly frames a person or an object. Close-ups are one of the standard shots used regularly along with medium shots and long shots. Composite card, also referred to as a comp card, SED card, Z card, or model business card. A composite card is a piece of card which is printed with at least 2 photos of you in various poses, settings, outfits and looks, the widest variety possible. It includes your name, your contact information, usually your agency's info, and all your stats. Comp cards come in lots of different formats depending on the city, agency, and the type of model you are. Agencies will usually issue comp cards for you after they sign you. A composite card serves as the latest and best of a model's portfolio and are used as a business card. Contest. A contest in this case mostly refers to a model contest. This is an event in which models engage in competition against each other, often for a prize or similar incentive. Modelmanagement.com runs its own international Fresh Faces contest annually. Copyright. Copyright is the set of exclusive rights granted to the author or creator of an original work, including the right to copy, distribute, and adapt the work. These rights can be licensed, transferred, and/or assigned. Cover shooting. A photo shooting for a cover of a magazine. Depending on the magazine, it has great significance for the awareness of the model. Cuttings. Documented releases of a model in magazines, catalogs, or other media. Editorial. Photographs made to illustrate a story or idea within the context of a magazine. These are usually assigned by the magazine. Fitting. The session that takes place before the photo shoot, where the clothes to be modeled are fit onto the model. Based on the model's particulars, the clothes are usually altered to fit. When you go to a fitting, be prepared to stand around partially clothed all day long, in front of several people. These people will usually be stylists, seamstresses, and designers. The fitting is often included in the day rate. 114 PAGE. Go and see a model's appointment to see a potential client, to present his book and his or herself in person and to leave a good impression. Often a client keeps the models in mind for his next shoot job. Hairstylist. A hairstylist is someone who cuts and styles hair. He or she often offers other services such as coloring and hair extensions. He or she cares for the perfect hairstyle of the model at the shooting, runway show, or event. Head sheet. A poster displaying headshots and information about models represented by a modeling agency. Location. Any place where a shoot, photography or film, takes place. When you are on location, it means you are outside the controlled environment of the studio or sound stage and should prepare accordingly. Makeup artist. A makeup artist, MUA, is an artist whose medium is the human body, applying makeup and prosthetics for theatrical, television, film, fashion, magazines and other similar productions including all aspects of the modeling industry. Model agency. A model agency is a company that represents fashion models, to work for the fashion industry. These agencies earn their income via commission, usually from the deal they make with the model or the client. The model agency presents the models to the clients, promotes them to foreign agencies and is in charge of the model's chart, book, portfolio, buyouts, travel, etc. Model release. A legal document provided by the client photographer and signed by the model or agent. It gives permission to the photographer to use photographs taken at a particular sitting. If photographs are used without a release, or in a way different from what is stated in the release, then the model can sue for breach of contract. New faces or newcomers are models who are new into business. They are just starting their career and usually don't have a professional book done. Plus size model is a term applied to a person who is engaged primarily in modeling plus size clothing. Plus size models also engaged in work that is not strictly related to selling large-sized clothing, e.g. stock photography and advertising photography for cosmetics, household and pharmaceutical products and sunglasses, footwear, and watches. Therefore plus-size models do not exclusively wear garments marketed as plus-size clothing. This is especially true when participating in fashion editorials for mainstream fashion magazines. Polaroid photos is a special type of photos that are used in modeling business. Polaroids are usually needed for agencies or scouts to see the natural look of the model. This is something every model needs in their portfolio if they intend to be serious in this business. Modelmanagement.com offers professional Polaroids for new models who require them or for professionals who need up-to-date Polaroids. Prints are printed negatives, the real photos. Secord. See composite card. Senior model. A senior model is a professional model in his 40s/50s/60s. As the average age is constantly raising, the advertisements go back more and more to older models to approach their target group. A senior models often has a good book as they can show a lot of experience, or after easily being booked for ads they get publications from the beginning. On set. This is where the action of shoot takes place, usually within a professional studio or within a location. It includes all the elements which make the shoot, for example the lighting, camera, art direction, and art-directed scenery. Shooting in general means the implementation of photo or film shoots. Stock photography is the supply of photographs licensed for specific uses. It is used to fulfill the needs of creative assignments instead of hiring a photographer. Today, stock images are usually presented in searchable online databases, where they are then purchased and delivered online. Often, they are produced in studios using a wide variety of models posing as professionals, stereotypes, expressing stereotypical emotions and gesticulations, or involving pets. Stylist. The stylist is in charge of the outfit of the model and discussing at length with the photographer or director about theme of the shoot. Tear sheet. Sometimes written tear sheet is a term used by advertising agencies to denote a page cut or torn from a publication to prove to the client that the advertisement was published. Media buying agencies are often required by clients to provide tier sheets along with a post-analysis of any advertising campaign. Test shooting/TFP, an agreement between the model and photographer to whereby they work for each other on a mutually beneficial basis. No fees other than sharing film and developing expenses are involved. They work together on a new idea or on their portfolios. The photographer provides a selection of prints from the shoot in recognition of the model's time commitment. Usage models get paid for each different medium in which their photograph is used. These different mediums, or usages, may include consumer magazines, trade magazines, product packaging, print ads, bus ads, subway ads, billboards, magazine covers, direct mail, magazine editorials, posters, catalogs, brochures. Point of purchase: 115 PAGE. Point of sale or POP, annual reports, book covers, kiosk, Duratrans, those big portable billboards that are towed around behind trucks, newspapers, etc. The model receives an additional fee for each usage the client buys. Usages also vary according to time and region. The longer the ad runs and the more markets in which it appears, all drive up the model's fee. The largest usage is the unlimited time usage, worldwide buyout. That means the client can plaster the photograph across every city in the world in every possible usage until the end of time. Advertising agency, the company that specializes in creating ads for big brands. Agency, a company that represents models, actors, and talent of any kind. A modeling agency is responsible for representing and promoting its roster of models and booking jobs for them. Modeling agencies usually handle contracts, payments, and the whole business side of the model's life. Sometimes, especially with larger agencies, the agency will lend the model money for a photo shoot, comp cards, clothes, an apartment, etc. The agency will then pay itself back by taking money out of the model's first earnings. It is not usual for reputable agencies to charge a sign-up or joining fee or to charge for test shots. If they feel you have potential as a model, they will be eager to sign you. ATL/BTL. ATL is a type of advertising through media such as television, cinema, radio, print, and out-of-home to promote brands or convey a specific offer. This type of communication is conventional in its nature and is considered impersonal to customers. It differs from BTL advertising, which uses unconventional brand building and promotional strategies, such as direct mail, sales promotions, flyers, sale, telemarketing, and printed media, for example brochures, and usually involves no motion graphics. It is much more effective than when the target group is very large and difficult to define. Portfolio/agency book. The book agencies distribute to all of their clients to promote their models. The book contains the comp card for each model represented by the agency. Models are often required to pay a fee to have their comp card printed in the book. Backdrop, whatever the model stands in front of during a photo shoot. In a studio, this is usually seamless paper or a full location scene. Beauty shot, a close-up shot of part or all of the face, lips, eyes, etc. This kind of photo is usually used in a cosmetics print ad or in a magazine editorial about skincare products, makeup products. Bio, the condensed story of a model's life, basically a resume with particular jobs highlighted. Bonus. Bonuses are not always given in cash. Designers may give clothes as bonuses if they can't pay the model's full day rates for a runway show. And no matter what form the bonus takes, the agency takes 20% of the value of the bonus. Bonuses can be given when a shoot is long, or when a client loves the pictures and wants to use them more often than the original intention contract. Book out, when you tell your agent you are not available for a job, for either professional or personal reasons, and the agent cannot book you during that time, you've booked out for that time. Clean, a specification on a call sheet that means clean hair, clean face. You should show up for the photo shoot with no makeup on and freshly washed hair. The opposite of this is hair and makeup ready, which is pretty self-explanatory. Composite card, also referred to as a comp card, Z card, or model business card. A comp card is a piece of card stock printed with at least 2 photos of you in various poses, settings, outfits and looks, the widest variety possible. It includes your name, your contact information, usually your agency's info and all your stats. Comp cards come in lots of different formats depending on the city, agency, and the type of model or actor you are. Agencies will usually issue comp cards for you after they sign you. Configurations, the number of models posed in a photograph. Some standard fashion configurations are singles, doubles, triples, and groups. Contact sheet, also called proofs. A photographer's term for a sheet of film printed with small versions of all the photos taken during the photo shoot. From the contact sheet, the photographer and the client will choose which shots they want to print and enlarge. Cove Studio Limbo Studio, also called a Psych Studio. This is a photography studio that has no corners. Instead, it's sort of rounded everywhere with built-in backdrops. In photographs, corners and edges, like where the wall meets the floor, tend to look ugly. A Cove Studio eliminates this effect. Seamless paper gives the same effect in a regular studio. 116 PAGE. DOP, the terms are a short form for Director of Photography, Cameraman. The person who shoots on different format of film cameras. Daylight Studio, a photographic studio that is lit with natural light, usually by way of windows and skylights. Dresser, the person who makes sure those clothes fit the model properly, and pins them if necessary. Fashion fit modeling, a male or female model fashion designers and garment manufacturers use to size and measure clothes for production. Fit models have the perfect proportions for a given clothing size. They are used by designers to piece together new creations, see how they move, and develop their patterns. The key for a fit model is to never gain or lose an inch. Fit models can be hired by manufacturers in permanent salary positions. Often, clothing manufacturers do not hire separate fit models for each size. Instead, they measure the clothes on a standard size 8 to 10 for women. Size 40 regular for men, model and then use computer programs to magnify those dimensions for each different size. Favored nations, contractual term for a photo shoot in which each model is getting paid the same day rate. The highest paid model on the shoot usually gets paid less than his or her usual rate. This helps eliminate accusations of unfair work practices and general griping by lower paid models that are working just as hard as the highly paid model. Models don't look as good in photographs when they feel they're being cheated to pay the star. Fitting, a session that takes place always before a photo shoot where the clothes to be modeled are fitted onto the model. Based on the model's particulars, the clothes are usually altered to fit. When you go to a fitting, be prepared to stand around partially clothed all day long, in front of several people. These people will usually be stylists, seamstresses, and designers. Freelance model, a model listed with multiple agencies, as opposed to one particular agency, or a self-promoting model who works without an agent. Most commercial print models are freelance and work as independent contractors. Casting/go see, a model's appointment to see a potential client. PPM, pre-production document consists of all details of the job from client name, producer, models, catering, references, location details etc. on a PowerPoint doc for entire crew. Half-time, models are paid half-time for all travel time. If your day rate is £50 an hour, you'll get £25 for each hour you travel to and from that job. Your agency also gets 20% of half-time travel rates. Head sheet, a poster displaying headshots and information about models represented by a modeling agency. Models may have to pay to appear on an agency's head sheet. Location, any place, other than in a studio, where a shoot, photography or film, takes place. When you are on location, it means you are outside the controlled environment of the studio or sound stage and should prepare accordingly. Model release, a legal document provided by the client photographer and signed by the model or agent. It gives permission to the photographer to use photographs taken at a particular sitting. If photographs are used without a release, or in a way different from what is stated in the release, then the model can sue for breach of contract. Photographer release, a contract signed by the photographer giving permission to the model to use the photographs taken during a particular sitting. Portfolio, called a book or model's book. A notebook containing a collection of a model's best photographs, usually size 8x10, and tear sheets demonstrating their abilities in front of the camera. Models can usually purchase good portfolios stamped with their agency's name and logo directly from the agency, but plain black portfolios work fine, too. Prints for time, an agreement between the model and photographer whereby they work for each other on a mutually beneficial basis and no money changes hands. The photographer provides a selection of prints from the shoot in recognition of the model's time commitment. Editorial, shoots that are done for free or low price for fashion features in a magazine. It's like the fastest composite card for a model in the market, and also the model gets a lot of tear sheets. Videographer, the person handling the video camera. 117 PAGE. Resume, sheet listing a model's education, experience, and vital statistics. The resume is usually attached to an 8x10 or a composite. Tear sheet, the actual page torn from the magazine a model appeared in. Models put their tear sheets in their portfolios. Tear sheets are even better than photos, because it shows the kind of work the model has already done. Test shoot, when a model and photographer work together on a new idea or on their portfolios. No fees other than sharing film and developing expenses are involved. Model and photographer releases should be signed before the session. Usages, models get paid for each different medium in which their photograph is used. These different mediums, or usages, may include consumer magazines, trade magazines, product packaging, print ads, bus ads, subway ads, billboards, magazine covers, direct mail, magazine editorials, posters, catalogs, brochures. Point of purchase. Point of sale or POP, annual reports, book covers, kiosk, Duratrans, those big portable billboards that are towed around behind trucks, newspapers, etc. The model receives an additional fee for each usage the client buys. Usages also vary according to time and region. The longer the ad runs and the more markets, in which it appears, all drive up the model's fee. The largest usage is the unlimited time usage, worldwide buyout. That means the client can plaster the photograph across every city in the world in every possible usage until the end of time. Z card, see composite card. Terms and conditions, clients are required to carefully read these terms and conditions prior to booking. To the client, the agency shall not be liable in respect of any loss or liability arising directly or indirectly through any cause or act as a result of negligence or late arrival by any of the models. We as the agency act for and on behalf of our models, and whilst making every endeavor to provide a professional and efficient service, we cannot ultimately be held responsible for a model's conduct on an assignment. Payment, in all cases the client booking the work will be solely responsible for payment. All invoices must be paid within 30 days from receipt of invoice. An order number must be given at the time of the booking. In the case of bookings for 3 days or more, a letter of confirmation is required. Promotion assignments, all invoices to be met within 7 days from the finish of work carried out. A letter of confirmation is required for all promotion bookings. The working day fees. Half day, 4 hours, photo shoot, full day, 8 HRS, photo shoot. Half day, 5 HRS, TVC shoot, full day, 10 HRS, TVC shoot. Overtime. TV bookings, equity rates apply. Permitted usage, unless otherwise agreed in writing. The permitted use for photographs is for editorial, experimental, and press advertising only. It is the client's responsibility to negotiate additional rates for any other usage, including posters, packaging, and POS display material, i.e. show cards, swing tickets, CD video covers, website and e-marketing. 1. No model's photographs may be used for any of the above unless all fees have been agreed and paid to the agency. 2. Fees apply to UK usage for a period of 12 months from the date of booking. Foreign usage fees are subject to separate negotiation. Fitting fees, the first hour of fittings will be charged at the normal photographic rate. Every hour thereafter will be at 400 per hour, min 3 hours. Travel time, please refer to current rate card for said hourly fee. Exclusion fee, a special fee will be negotiated when the work is in conjunction with the product which precludes work for competing products. It is the client's responsibility to check whether conflicting work has been done. If a model advertises a product, he or she is entitled to work for any competitor unless an exclusion fee is negotiated. Weather permitting fees, first cancellation at half fee, unless model arrives at a booking through the client's failure to cancel in time. Second cancellation is at full fee. Provisional bookings will be automatically cancelled if they are not confirmed within 24 hours of the proposed booking, or if a definite booking is offered and the provisional cannot be confirmed. Cancellation fees: bookings cancelled within 24 hours of the start of the booking will be charged at full fee. If the same model is rebooked within 24 hours, then half the fee will be charged. If a booking is cancelled within 48 hours of the start time, 118 PAGE, half fee will be charged. For trips long bookings, a cancellation period equal in length to the booking must be given, otherwise the full fee will be charged. Complaint procedure: if a photographic model is unsuitable, the agency must be notified immediately or the full fee will be charged. If any person in a promotional capacity is unsuitable, the agency must be notified within the first 2 hours or the full fee will be charged. In both cases we shall be pleased to find replacements. Complaints cannot be considered unless the above has been complied with. NB complaints cannot be considered in retrospect. Tests: a photographer is not permitted to use test and experimental photographs for commercial purposes unless specific written arrangements have been made with the agency. Insurance: neither models nor should the agency hold insurance cover for models and assignments. It's the clients to make arrangements with their insurers. Copyright: all images on the Diva Model Management website are included on the understanding and assurances that copyright clearance has been obtained by the models and artists included. The client shall not at any time employ persons introduced to them by Diva without our knowledge and consent. Diva reserves the right to negotiate within the structure of the above terms. Props have to have an inventory list and put in a company property.